Assalamu alaikum. Hope everybody is fine, doing well. Today I'm going to discuss a very crucial and important topic in computer programming, and it is methodologies for problem solving. While seeing this, you may think that he'll be going to present some tips like this, that first think a lot, be careful, and then write your code. Don't miss anything while writing a code. And these are not the things that I'll be presenting in this presentation, but what actually I'm going to tell you are some tips and tricks that are useful to solve a particular problem. And first one of them that is very crucial and important is to use the pen and paper. The use of the pen and paper, making a draft and sketching of solving a problem, is something natural and normal, which every experienced software engineer, physicist, and mathematician does when solving an important problem. But some students miss this and they don't even give any importance to this approach, and which is very nasty. Then after consecutive failures, they finally realize that use of the pen and paper is crucial. Someone who does not use pen and paper will be in a great trouble when solving a computer programming problem, and it's important to always make a draft of your idea on a piece of paper or any other mean. And yes, we accept that the pen and paper is a bit old-fashioned, but it is not over yet. And the easiest way for you to visualize your idea is to put it on a piece of paper. And it is very difficult for most of the people to try and think about a problem without some kind of visualization, and it can be stronger with the use of pen and paper. The visual system in human brain, which absorb information, is strongly connected to this part of the brain, which does a creative and logical thinking. And people who develop their visual system in the brain can easily see a solution for a problem, and this is how they quickly create an idea and reflect an algorithm for solving a problem. Let me give you an example of my own teacher, who always asks question and always asks students inside the video and then wait for some time and makes students answer the question. He says like this: answer the question loudly. Don't care about anybody. Who cares? You know that you are doing good thing. He says like this. Why he is using this approach, and why he asks such question inside the video and then wait for some time? He make us speak loudly while giving the answer, because he says that you will commit to learn something new, and while saying this on your mouth, it will go to your long-term memory, and it will rely there forever. And using the pen and paper, use your pen and use your paper would in your hand, and would help you to send the information from your hand to your brain. Why? This is why the use of the pen and paper is important. And for example, another example, that if you want to multiply 5 numbers, which is simple, but it would be very difficult to solve with the help of the brain. But with the pen and paper, it is easy as a piece of cake. It was the first approach that is used for solving a programming problem or any other real-world problem. And now, another approach is to generate ideas and give them a try. We mentioned previously that first thinking in sketching things and some sample of examples on the piece of paper. When we have real example for a problem in front of us, we can easily think about a different idea upon it, and a different idea comes to our mind. When an idea is working properly, then we work for more examples and check the idea if the idea was good. Then we implement it on a computer step by step to see if everything runs properly. Next, we will be checking this for a case in which our idea will not work properly. If it fails, then our idea is probably right. And for example, if we use an algorithm for sorting a problem and we use our algorithm for an array that is already in a sorted position, already in ascending or descending order, and so our algorithm should not change any position because the array is already sorted. If our solution has flaws, and then we have to fix them, and if it is not able to fix, then at last then we have to invent a new idea and work upon them. And not always your first idea is a proper solution for a problem that fulfill all the sides of the problem. And this process of generating ideas and trying them would take hours to find the right solution, and this is completely normal. What we say that don't worry about its failure. And so the problem solving starts with the invention of ideas and testing them, and this is best done when the pen and paper in hand with sample sketches and drafts to help you think. And always test your idea and solution with the proper examples. Let me give you an example regarding these two, like the use of pen and paper in generation of ideas, generating ideas. When you are at a job interview, every experienced interviewer could agree that when he gives an algorithmic problem to the interviewee, he expects from him to take pen and paper to reflect on a problem out loud and give different suggestions. This is a sign this person can think and has a proper approach for solving a problem. Now, even if he fails, this behavior will make you a good impression to the interviewer. So it is why the use of the pen and paper in generating different ideas and try them have a lot of importance. And the other approach that we use for solving a problem is to decompose the problem into smaller and more manageable subtasks. And the complex task can always be divided into subtasks, and I'm going to show you this with example. And there is not only a single complex problem that has been solved with only one try. Keep this in mind. And the correct formula for them for the complex problem is in the technique of divide and conquer, and in which we divide a great job or a great big tasks into smaller subtasks, and we can manage them easily. Now think about the shuffle of the cards in a random order. So we have to shuffle the cards in a random order. So this is a big task. It requires multiple repeating steps like a series of removal, replacing, and realignment of elements. Each of these is a small task, and then the card shuffle as a whole is a big task. So if we succeed in decomposing smaller subtasks, we will find the right way to solve any problem. Exactly, this is the essence of algorithmic thinking, which is not only used for solving a programming problem, but for the mathematical problem and also the problems related to physics. So now come back to card shuffle. First, we do a single swap, then we choose a random number, and at the end we combine all the swaps, and at the end we get a swapped in a fully sorted, fully swapped, randomly swapped cards deck. And now the example of sorting. Sorting is a problem, and the scientists came across a lot of ideas like double sort, insertion sort, selection sort. But I'll be focusing on the merge sort. in which we split the array into two and approximately the same number of elements at each side, and then we sort each side of the array, and at the end we merge them again. And these were all about the problem solving techniques. There are a lot of other techniques, and for them I would recommend a book, Fundamental of Computer Programming with C# by Nakov in 2013. Page number is 935 for the detail about the problem solving approaches. And if you are interested in solving problems, then the website name here is the Algo Expert, in which definitely you will pay there, and it have an umpteen number of examples with their difficulties, like normal, and mid, easy, middle class, and also for experts. And if I'm going to tell you another approach for solving these sort of problems. At the end of each book, any programming book you can take, C++, Java, and C#, any textbook. At the end of each chapter, there are problems. So use these approaches for solving those problems, and it would help a lot, and it would be very useful for you in the future. Thank you very much. See you soon.